All right, hello everyone. So today we're going to talk about solving systems of equations by elimination. So you should have these notes in front of you. We're going to talk about them. So I'm going to look over at our question here first. So what's a simpler way to solve when we don't know what y equals? So when we were doing substitution, we were looking for our y equals, and then we plug that in, right? Well, some of them we saw weren't very nice, and they kind of looked like these ones here, where we had to solve for y, and then plug it in, and then solve for x, and then solve for y, and that was a long process. So what we're trying to do here is shorten that a little bit if we don't know what y is equal to. So that is going to be by elimination. So elimination, eliminate. Elimination means you're getting rid of something. So it looks like in this one, I'm getting rid of our y's here. So that's what we're going to talk about today with our elimination method. So let's go to the inside of the notes. At the top here, let's just take a look at these steps first. Okay, solving by elimination. Step number 1. Find a variable with the same coefficient. So remember, your variables are going to be x and y. Coefficients are going to be the numbers in front of x or y. So it'll be just one number would be your coefficient. Okay. Step number 2. Eliminate the chosen variable. So whatever variable you're looking at, you're going to eliminate it. You're going to get rid of it. All right. Step number 3, solve for the variable. Whatever variable is left over, you're going to solve for it, just like we did with our substitution. All right. Step 4, substitute into the other equation. Once again, same thing as we did in substitution. And then 5, find the other variable. So these two are really close to each other. It's just the way we start out in elimination is different. So let's see what that's going to look like. So let's make this a little bit smaller. And let's take a look at this example over here. So we got 2x minus y equals 2 and x plus y equals 7. So first step. Find the variable with the same coefficient. Okay, I'm looking at coefficients here. I see we have a 2. For this one, there's nothing in front of it, so that's going to be a 1. And then we have a 1 here and a 1 here. All right, that is what I'm looking for. I want the same number in front of my variables. That's the first thing you're looking for. So for this case, it's going to be a -1 and a +1. This is your goal. You want one that is negative and one that is positive. Is it always going to be on the y? No. Sometimes it'll be on your x. It's just going to depend on what your numbers look like. These ones do not work because we have a 2 and we have a 1. These are not the same coefficient. So that is not the pair that we're going to get rid of. It's going to be this y. All right, so that second step is eliminating. So what we're going to do is just make this into a giant addition problem. So we're going to add these two things together. So remember, back when we were talking about combining like terms, your x's can only add to x's, your y's can only add to y's. So I can only add these two things together. So I have 2x plus x. That's going to give me 3x. And then we have a -1 plus 1. Well, that's just going to be a 0. And then we have 2 plus 7. That will be 9. So you're literally just adding these two lines together. All right. So I'm going to rewrite this bottom part because we don't need that 0. So I'm just going to say this is 3x equals 9. All I did there was just drop that 0 because we don't need it there. It's unnecessary. Okay, well, from here, we're just going to do step number 3, and that's solve for the variable. So our variable's x, so I want to get that by itself. Well, the only thing standing in my way is this 3. So to get rid of that, I'm just going to divide by 3 on both sides. So now this is gone, and we have x equals 9 divided by 3. Well, that's just 3. And that's what my x is equal to. All right. Remember, we're not done yet. We still have to find our y. So that's going to be step number 4, which was substitute into the other equation. So we're going to do this exactly like we did the other one. When we did substitution, our second step was just to plug in this x into our other equation. So it's not going to matter which one you plug it into. They'll still give you the same number no matter what. I'm just going to look for the easier one. It looks like this last one is going to be easier to me, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that. I am going to give myself a little bit of space here and rewrite. So we have x plus y equals 7. Now, like I said, just with substitution, we're going to take this and put it in for this x here. So we should have a 3 plus y equals 7. And then we're just going to solve for y. So since our 3 is over on this side, I want to move it to the other side. It's a positive 3, so I'm going to subtract it. All right, that's gone. So we have y equals 7 minus 3. That should be 4. So x equals 3 and y equals 4. These are going to be your answers. Remember, you do need both. You need both to have a full answer. All right. That is our example for that one. So I'm going to be nice, and I'm going to do another one with you. Let's do number 1 together as well. Let's get down there. All the way over here. Directions say, solve the following systems using elimination. That's what we're going to do. So, number 1. All right. So our first step was to look for the variable that has the same coefficient. So we're looking for an x that has the same variable. Let's see, we got a -4, -5. Those are not the same. We don't want that one. We have a +1 and a -1. Boom. That's what we want. I'm just going to write those in there just so that we're extra clear. Those are the same variable, but with different signs. Remember, those different signs are important to that elimination part. They have to be different so that you can get rid of them. And that's going to be our next step here. Step number 2 is going to be eliminating. So I'm going to make this into a big problem and add our pieces together. So we got a -4 plus a -5. All right, well, negative and a negative will give you a bigger negative. So we're going to have -9x. All right. +1 minus 1 is just going to give you a 0. And then we have 6 plus 21. That should be 27. Cool. All right, I'm going to rewrite this, but without this 0 because we don't need it. So we got -9x equals 27. Cool. Now I just want to get our x by itself so that we can solve for it. So I'm going to draw my line. I know that this -9 needs to go. So I'm going to divide by -9. Divide by -9. This is gone. So we're left with x equals 27 divided by -9. That should be a -3. Cool. All right. Am I done yet? No. So we still got to find our y here. So, like I said, we're going to take this x and plug it into one of these equations. Remember, it does not matter which one, but whichever looks easier, do that. So I think that this top one looks easier, so that's where I'm going to put it. Remember, no matter what, you're still going to get the same answer. So I'm going to rewrite this. I got negative 4x plus y equals 6. And now, instead of our x, we're going to plug in a negative 3 in there. So I got negative 4, parentheses, negative 3, plus y equals 6. Okay, start solving. We got a negative 4 times a negative 3. That should be a positive 12, plus y equals 6. And then I want my y by itself, so I need to get rid of this 12. That's a positive 12, so I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. Oopsies. There we go. So this is gone, and we have y equals 6 minus 12. That'll be a negative 6. Cool. So x equals negative 3 and y equals negative 6. That looks good to me. So remember, you're just doing the same process over again. Looking for the questions that have the same coefficients. Not questions, variables. Oh boy, Miss Fields. Still getting tongue-tied over video. Anyway. So, yeah, that's basically elimination. You want to get rid of one of your variables. Okay. So, I am also going to look at number 2. But I'm just going to start this one for you. We're not going to do the whole thing all the way through. Together, at least. You gonna do it. I'm not. So let's take a look at number 2. Alrighty. So we have negative 2x minus 6y equals negative 14. And 2x plus 2y equals 6. Alright. So, like I said, I just want to set this up. I just want to make sure you're going to start it out the correct way. So, we are looking for coefficients that are the same. So, we got a negative 2 and a 2. Oh, well, that was easy. Those are already the same. That's exactly what we're looking for. Because over here, we got a negative 6 plus 2. Those are two completely different numbers. It's not what we want. So, this is our set. That's our x this time. It is different. So, let's set this up for step number 2, which is elimination. So we're just going to add these two together. All right, well, we got a negative 2 plus 2. Well, that's going to be a 0. So then we got a negative 6 plus 2. Well, that's going to be a negative 4. Y equals a negative 14 plus 6. Well, that should be a, what do you think? A negative 8. Cool. So let's rewrite this without this 0. We don't need it. We got negative 4y equals negative 8. We're going to solve it up. So I want to get rid of this negative 4. It's in my way. Divide by negative 4. Divide by negative 4. Gone. Y is going to equal negative 8 divided by negative 4. Negative divided by negative will give you a positive 2. Okay. Still not done. I found my y. Now I need my x. Okay, so you're really going to pay attention to this. When you are eliminating, you might not get the same variable every time, so you have to be careful about where you plug it in. Now, I still need to find my x, so I'm going to plug in this y. I'm going to put it into one of these equations here in for your y, not your x this time. So be careful about where you're plugging it in. You're matching them up. So, I'll take the bottom one. So let's do 2x plus 2y equals 6. Now, instead of a y, we're going to plug in there. So we got 2x plus 2, and our y was equal to 2. That's a lot of 2s, oh boy. That's okay. And we'll start eliminating from here. So I see we got 2 times 2, so let's do that part first. We got 2x plus 4 equals 6. Cool. Solving up. We got 2x plus 4. Oopsies. We got 2x plus 4, so that's going to be a minus 4 to both sides. Gone. So we have 2x equals 6 minus 4. Should be 2. And then I want to get rid of this 2 right here, so I get x by itself. Divide by 2, divide by 2. This is gone. So we have x equals 2 divided by 2 will be 1. Okay, so like I said, you just want to be really careful about where you're plugging stuff in. I know we automatically want to put it in for x, but that's not always going to be the case. So just be very careful. All right, so what I'm going to have you do next is 3, 4, 5, and 6. These 4 are all you. That's what you got. So refer back to this top half. We did them together for a reason, or rather, I did them for you for a reason. Use these as your guide. Okay? They're not just there to be pretty. If you take a look down at number 6, we have some bigger numbers. Don't get scared. It's still the same process. Just follow the steps. All right. I will see y'all later. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.